Hello, so for today's video I'm going to be doing this colourful liner, cut crease, glitter thing. I don't name these things, I'm just like, cut crease. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. Obviously you'll see from the thumbnail what it looks like anyway, so if you've clicked it, obviously you're here for a reason. So I've already done eyebrows and I've just stuck some tape down because, like I said, we're going to do a cut crease and I need tape in my life. So I'm just going to prime the eyelids. So I'm going to use the MAC. So this is the Soft Ochre Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I've literally used this once now and it's actually been really good. Like, it's very very matte is what I need for my eyelids. So I'm just going to put that on. So I'm just going to take a Kyma Cosmetics brush. It's just this nice glittery brush. I'm just going to put that all over the lid. Then to highlight the brow bone, I'm going to take this. So this is from Jordana Tissa, and this is their, it does say on it somewhere. I think it's their Face and Sparkle, I believe, and this is in the shade Glass Slipper. So I'm just going to take the powder side just to highlight, but I'll use the cream and stuff later. I'm just going to take that on a crown brush, C510. Just put that underneath the brow. Okay, so I've just zoomed you in. So I'm going to take the Certifeye palette. So this is the Infinity palette and it just looks like so. Really beautiful palette. Go and check them out. Makes some amazing products, especially the palettes are honestly, like, hands down probably one of the best eyeshadow palettes that I own. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to take a bit of this shade here to start with. So I'm just going to take that on the Spectrum B06. You do get quite a bit of fallout with this, by the way, so if you're like a face before eyes kind of person, then I don't recommend it. And to just further blend that out, I'm going to take the Crown Brush C429 and this is just a dual fibre brush. I'm just going to buff it out, make sure it's going out towards the tape as well. Then to deepen it up, I'm actually going to go a shade down. So I'm going to take more red now, more than orange. I'm just taking that on the same brush. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing. Just going to further blend that out again with the same brush. Love this. Like, honestly, like, this palette is probably one of my favourite colour palettes. I know I've said like they make the best eyeshadow palettes and I keep raving about it, but just look at the pigment and it's so easy to blend, like, honestly. And they sell on Beauty Bay as well, but their website sells worldwide as well, I believe. So okay, so now that we've got that on, it looks a bit wild, but I'm just gonna cut the crease. So I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild. So this is the my god, I can never say this right. Photo Focus Concealer, and this is in Light Ivory. I don't particularly love this, but cut the crease. I'm just going to remove it anyway, but it's just to get the gist of where I'm sort of going. Obviously, if you're like a pro, you could probably dip into just water and cut the crease, but let's be honest, I'm just not. So I'm going to take that on a Peaches and Cream PC51 brush, and literally what I do is place a little bit of product down. Look up. Oh, no, not wet enough. Okay, so you want to make sure it's like wet. There we go. And this is where we're going to cut our crease to. So I'm literally just going to go through. I'll show you what I do towards the tail bit, but I usually just like flick it out. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Not even binge bang. Sometimes this can happen. Like, it goes way too high up. So what I'll do is I'll just put a bit more of the eyeshadow there just to cover up the mistake that I've made. But just be careful where you sort of place it, but that's on me. So when I get to this bit, I literally just flick through. Almost like we're creating an eyeliner. Literally just like so. And just draw it back through. So I literally just took this Kyma brush and I just sort of buffed it back through. And then I just took the B06. It's got no extra product on it, and I just sort of going back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the concealer now because I really just don't want it down on the lids. Obviously it looks messy and it's just so much better, I think, with a clean lid, but I just can't achieve dipping it in like water and wiping away. Like, it's just, I'm not that kind of girl. So I'm literally going to take the Garnier Micellar water and then a cotton bud and just wipe away the mess. And if I get closer, I usually take a fine liner brush. So this is from Real Techniques, and I just sort of move it that way just so I don't ruin the work I've just done with the cotton bud, just because it can be a little bit big. Okay, and then for lid colour, I'm going to take this. So this is from Sample Beauty, and this is their Pigment in Angelic. And I can't really show you what it looks like in the pot because obviously this thing, and then it'll just fall everywhere. So yeah, it's basically just this nice icy white silver. But obviously you'll see what it looks like on the lid anyway. So I'm going to use it on bare lid because I feel like that's what it works best with. So I'm just going to take it on a Spectrum A16 and just pack that on the lid. Okay, so now we have this going on. Obviously the only issue with my eyelids is as soon as I look up, all the glitter will just transfer to the crease. So we're just going to have to deal with the fact the glitter's there now, because once it's there, it's not going away for a lifetime. So we're going to move on and do some liners underneath. So I think I might do two. I have these from Glisten Cosmetics. So I have Orangeade and Lemonade. So I'm going to take Orangeade first. And they are UV and you have to use water to get them to work. So I'm literally going to take a tiny brush. So this is just a nail art brush. Use any small brush, whatever floats your boat. So yeah, I'm just going to dip into water and then get this on. I'm just going to draw a line literally underneath the red. And now we're going to take Lemonade and we're going to take that underneath the orange now. So using that exact same brush, literally you just dip in water and the orange will go away. So easy to use these. And then we have this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off the other eye camera, stick some lashes on, and then we'll come back and we'll do the base. Okay, so lashes are on. So these are the unicorn lashes in Cherry Top, and these are like my favourite lash ever. Like, they're just perfect, they sit right, they flare out, they're so beautiful. So we're going to prime the skin. So I'm going to take the Cover FX Gripping Primer and yeah, just apply this all over the face. Can't get this glitter off, by the way. Like, glitter's just one of those things that stays there forever. Then for foundation today, I'm going to take the Pure. So this is the 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie. So I have TG free and LG free. So I've got a little bit of a self tanner on. TG free is just too dark, and then obviously LG free is too light. So I'm just going to mix them so we get what we want. So I'd probably take half a pump of TG free and then a full pump of LG free. I'm just going to apply that with a foundation brush and then just buff that out with the Spectrum B01. By the way, the foundation brush I used was the Spectrum A03. Then for concealer, I'm going to take the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. So I have N Fair 2 and N Light 1. So N Light 1 is like my more normal shade, and then N Fair 2 is what I use to brighten. So I'm just going to take N Light 1, and I'm going to take this mostly. So I just take a few dots under the eyes, on the forehead, down your nose. His eye, and then a dot on the chin. So I do like to let this sit for about a minute or two just to like sort of warm up to my skin, and then I'll go ahead and blend it out. But obviously by the time I come back I'm like, I'm ready. It's been like 2 minutes. I've just, you know, Adobe, you just cut it and go. Then I'm just going to take a little dot of N Fair 2, literally just on the eyes. So just boop, boop, and that's it. And now I'm just going to let this sit here, do its thing, and then blend it out. So now I'm just going to blend that out with the same brush. Now I'm just going to set it. So I'm going to take the Cover FX Perfecting Setting Powder in Translucent White. And I'm just going to take that on the Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt. Just make sure there's no creasing. Then to set the rest of the face, I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury. So this is the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder with some long ass name after, but this is in Fair 1, and I'm just going to set the rest of my face using the same brush. I'm going to avoid like the cheek area because I'm going to go in with cream highlight. Now I'm just going to contour a little bit, so I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Megaglo contouring palette and I'm just going to mix both shades with a Real Techniques contour brush. This is in shade Dulce Leche, something. Then I'm going to take from the Balm Cosmetics, this is Balm Desert, this is a bronzer slash blush, and I'm just going to take that on a Crown Brush C07 and just bronze up the face. Now I'm just going to go back into the Cover FX powder and bake under my contour. Then for highlighter, we're going to go back into the Jordana Tissa highlighter, so I'm going to take the cream side first, just taking that with my finger. And just pack this on the face. This is like super blinding, by the way, like it's so pretty, but I feel like if you're one of those like people that really love natural and glowy, you might really love this because the cream is very like natural and then the powder just really amps it up. So pretty. By the way, my nail varnish, it's thermal, so this is from For Your Nails Only, and I think it's right behind me, hold on, I'll tell you. So this is Smoking Ember, and it changes from like this brownish to this like white grey. It is so beautiful. So obviously it changes like your body temperature and like if you're going into like heat and cold, and yeah, it's so beautiful. It's probably like one of my favourite shades she's ever done, and that's saying a lot because I love the shade Harvest that she does. It's so pretty. Take that on the cupid's bow. And on a Spectrum A12, I'm just going to put that on the inner corners and a little bit down the nose as well. Then we're going to go into the powder side, so I'm going to take the Crown Brush C529 and just put that on top. I'm just going to put that on the cheeks and the cupid's bow, and then a little bit on the inner corners. I don't like to take it on the nose. I want my nose to look like natural glow. Then for blush, I'm going to take the Flower Beauty. So this is the Flower Pop Powder Blush, and this is in Peach Primrose. And I'm just going to take that on a Spectrum A05. I'm just going to dust away this bit of baked layer. I'm actually not going to do a lot to the lash line. I think I'm just going to put a bit of this orange into my waterline and then just put on some mascara. I don't feel like, I love, this opens my eye up a lot. When I feel like I put lower lash line on, I feel like I can close it a bit, especially if I've done all this work. I'm going to see if I can do like a few like dots of yellow in it or something, just to tie it in with the other bit of my eye. I don't really know. So now we have something like this. So I'm just going to take some mascara. So this is the KVD Go Big or Go Home. So I'm just going to put that on the bottom and top, but you're going to see none of it. You're literally going to see the top of my head. Now I'm just going to set the face. So this is the Revolution Hyaluronic Hydrating Essence Spray in Pink Grapefruit. And then I'm going to take this from, I think it's like New, or is it a Newie? I'm not entirely sure, but this is Get Naked. So you have to give it a good shake and then it becomes this glowiness. So I believe this is in the shade Exposed, I want to say. There's like 3 shades, mine's the more pinky one, but yeah, there's no like name on it or anything. So just gonna spritz this on. And then for lips today, I'm going to take the Ochre liquid lipstick. So this is in the shade Sao Paulo. So I just got a bit of lip balm, so I'm just going to rub that in. And then we're just going to apply this to the lips. And then for the gloss, I'm going to take the Lunar Beauty lip gloss. So this is in the shade Celine, and this is just so beautiful. Oh yeah, look at that. This smells, it's weird, it's like vanilla mixed with something else. I don't, it's birthday cake. Oh, it smells so good. Like I literally just want to eat cake now with sprinkles. Whew. Okay, so this is the end of the video. I love how the look turned out. Honestly thought it was going to be a lot worse. I was going to be like, oh no, this is just going to be bad. But yeah, I think it's super, super beautiful. Obviously, it's annoying that the glitter's transferred. Like, glitter glue does work, but for some reason with this pigment, it just does not like it. It almost like it goes all like crispy, and I'm like, I don't like that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed.